Okay, so I'm back. Just like I said, I'm going to show you a little bit more about my meal prep boxes because I've had a couple questions. And I think I've already done this, but life sometimes gets in the way. All right, so I'm pretty sure I bought these for like $1 or $1.25 each, or they could have been in a pack for $4. I only have 4, so I know I got 4 at a time. That's it. I think these are kind of considered like a shoebox or something. Not 100% sure. What I like convenience. I'm not gonna lie. I like the idea of ordering from a meal prep kit company. Love that idea. One time I was super busy and I was having to do a lot of work out of the home, and I was gone all day, all the time. And I sat down and looked at the numbers and trying to even do ones that are moderately on plan. It was still so expensive. So I thought about trying to come up with my own way of doing it, but fitting it in the Trim Healthy Mama lifestyle. But you can do this if you're keto, low carb. What is the one that's like all protein or something? If you eat, your standard American diet, it doesn't have to be a Trim Healthy Mama food box, but I have made it work for me that way. And I've got 3 S dinners and 1 E dinner. So what I want to do personally is I like to get the meat from my freezer when possible, because then if I don't eat that meal until Friday and it's Sunday and I took it out of my freezer, put it in this and popped it in my fridge, it's not going to thaw for at least another day or 2. So I don't have meat sitting in my fridge that I just bought at the store fresh waiting on me. So I typically start with frozen meat. If my meat is not frozen, let's say because sometimes I prep 5 meals, but I think we're going to have leftovers from today's dinner tomorrow, I think. If I have fresh meat, I don't let it sit in there all week. That's one tip I do have. It's not an all week thing. So I'm making an E chili. So I have my garlic in here, and all my seasonings are in this little guy right here. It's one of the little Rubbermaid guys, like 4 ounces maybe. I'm not 100% sure. So I put my garlic, and then I do salt, pepper, my chili powder, my cumin, my cocoa powder, my stevia. There may be something else in there, but I think that's it. And then I've got my beans. You don't have to put these in here. If you don't have room in your fridge for these plastic totes, again, I have a cheap fridge that we got from an auction for like, I don't know, well, how much was it, 30, 40 bucks? 20 bucks? How much was the second fridge? The second was $100? Oh, it's crap, and it's 120 bucks. Okay, never mind. I thought it was cheaper than that. If you don't have room to do all of this, you can get some big Ziploc type baggies and use those, and only put in those what needs to be refrigerated. And another tip is, if you have room, take your canned goods. Oh, I'm getting hungry. Well, all the food, I guess. Take your canned goods, and then you can stack them, like for the chili night. And then I have more 2 cans that could not fit at all in the tote. So I'm pointing at them. You cannot see them. That's, again, another reason I don't have a cooking show. Anyway, so these guys don't have to go in the tote, especially if you don't have room. A lot of times I have to struggle with my back fridge because my son, who works out of the home, fills it up with his stuff. So there is that. So I have in here my frozen hamburger meat. And again, I get a lot of my stuff in the clearance section. I make sure it looks good. I check the date. I don't buy anything that is questionable. And sometimes I've gone into my local store and they're like, we are overstocked on ground beef. We have clearanced it out to 60 to 70% off. Thank you, I shall buy a lot. I don't ever clear anything out. I'm not that person, but if there's like 50 pounds of hamburger meat, I'm gonna get 10. Jalapeno, my onion are in here. Tip on that jalapeno, if you don't like heat, make sure you get rid of your seeds and your membranes inside, your white ones, and it just gives a little flavor. This is 1 jalapeno for 2 pounds of hamburger meat, so it's not gonna add much heat at all, just a little bit of flavor to it. So all of this goes in my tote. Now, it is tricky with frozen meat, because if it's in an awkward shape, sometimes you can't get much in here just because it's an awkward shape. And this is hard to close because my hamburger meat is frozen high. So there is that. I typically will stack these in the fridge when possible as high as I can so I take up the least amount of space. Now, in all my meal prep I did earlier, these took the least amount of time. I don't know if you believe me or not, but everything else I did, these were the fastest. All right, it's going to be so hard to keep this one close. All right. Okay, so here's another one I have. Okay, so this is a sirloin steak bite. Typically, my sirloin steaks, if you've watched me for a while, I usually will get them when they're buy one, get one free or a penny at my local grocers. My local grocery store often will have certain meat, buy one, get one for a penny. It's a great deal. I did get this one clearance, but whatever. So in here I have my sirloin steak. I have my butter. This recipe did call for a seasoning blend, which I cannot find at the moment, so I've got an onion in here. I don't have any more bell peppers. I don't want to go back to the store and buy another bell pepper because, one, I'm not a fan. So I'm just going to use mushrooms this time. I've got my beef broth in this container, and then the garlic and the seasonings in this container. So when I go to make this, all I will do is I will pull out my sirloin steak. I will cut it up in little cubes. I will cut my onion. I will dice up my mushrooms. I will throw everything in. I will toss in this, coat everything, throw some butter pieces on top, pour my beef broth on top, and I'm done. Except for sides. All right, let's see what this one is. Okay, this one's different because I don't have every single thing here for it when I don't have room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a Mexican chicken bake. I have no idea what I'm going to call it. I'm the worst, I think, at coming up with names. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my Spanish cauliflower rice. I keep touching my glasses because I'm hot and sweaty in my kitchen and they keep falling down my nose. All right. So in here I have frozen chicken breasts. I will go to Walmart, find the one that I can find that's closest to 4 pounds, and then separate that for 2 meals. So I got my frozen chicken. This doesn't have to be in here. You don't have to put it in here, but I don't have to hunt in my cabinet or my pantry for it because I know exactly where it is. I've got my onion. I'm doing a red-purple challenge, so I'm trying to get as many reds and purples in. I don't know if I'm going... I haven't decided exactly how I want to cook my chicken, but basically I'm throwing my chicken in my crock pot with some broth and some seasonings. I might throw this in, and when I shred it or cut it up, mix all of the juices together, then add it to my Spanish cauliflower rice. And then in here I've also got my shredded cheese for the top, which again, you don't have to do that. It had to be a cat. Yeah, there's a cat on the piano. Okay. Tomatoes in here, they're for the topping. They don't have to go in here, but again, I already have everything together. Got some of these guys, which my favorite, and then my lime. I don't have in here my avocado. It's too hard. I don't have any sour cream. I'm just going to pull that one from the fridge when we're ready to eat it. If I'm talking too fast, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get done so I don't waste your time. So basically, I just have as many things in here as possible to make meal prep that day, or making the meal that day, because this is a meal prep. So much easier for me. And I can often, because I have a couple people who are here and there throughout the house, and I can say, hey, can you help me with this? And then I can tell them what to do with dinner. Or if it's on my blog, that's easier, but not everything is on my blog. Anyway, this is how I like to do it. I hope this makes sense. I've had some questions. If you still have questions, if something isn't clicking for you, feel free to message me, email me. I will gladly I won't gladly, because I feel like a dork, but I will happily make another one for you because I want to help. So final one, I'm going to be making a Cajun Alfredo type dinner. Oh, my sausage. All right, so I have my sausage. I've got 2 bell peppers. I will cook these boogers until they are soft. I do not want a crunchy bell pepper. That's just my preference. If you like crunchy bell peppers, it will save you some time. I've got my onion. So what I will do is I will cut these up, and I will cook these, and I will cook these, and I will cook these. When these are pretty much cooked, I will add some sliced andouille sausage and let that cook. I will throw in my garlic, salt, peppers, some Tony Chachere's. I think I'm saying that right, but I also thought I was saying Worcestershire sauce right. Okay, and then I've got the stuff to make the Alfredo. I've got mozzarella, I've got my Parmesan cheese, I've got my cream cheese, and I've got 1 cup of heavy cream in here. So I've got pretty much everything except for if I need any broth or water or my pasta. My pasta, right now I'm using Dreamfields just because my family is eating it without complaint. I would prefer to eat another vegetable with this. But you do what you gotta do when you've got, a family you're feeding. I hope this video on my meal prep boxes was helpful. It answered some questions. And again, if you don't have room for boxes, maybe do 2 dinners at once. Do 3 if you can. Use like the big 2-gallon baggies and just fit in there what you can, and maybe stack them into a tote or something so that you still have things prepped. Me prepping as much as I can definitely saves my sanity. It saves me from being, you know what, I don't feel good, let's order Uber, or is it, no, you don't order Uber to eat? Oh yeah, Uber Eats, okay, you do. Anyway, that's it. I hope this was helpful. I hope you have a great weekend. If you have to work, I hope you don't have to work too hard, and if you get to stay home, pop your feet up for a while. Bye.